Sagittarius season. Thanks for tuning in to the Embodied Astrology podcast. I'm Renee Sills. I'm a consulting astrologer, embodiment educator, and the creator of Embodied Astrology. If you enjoy my readings, make sure to pre-order your 2025 Year Ahead Expanded Horoscope now. The Embodied Astrology yearly forecasts for each sign go in-depth with the most important transits, offering embodied suggestions for making the most of the opportunities and working skillfully with the challenges. A special treat for the 2025 readings will be sign-specific meditations that accompany your forecasts. You'll be able to use them throughout the year to increase and deepen your alignment with the upcoming year's transformative influences. You might also be interested in your 2024 annual reading, which still has lots of important information for the near and far future and prompts to reflect on the past. The 2024 readings are now discounted by 75%, and you can pre-order your 2025 readings or access this year's reading by clicking the link below. Embodied Astrology is much more than horoscopes and podcasts. It is actually a movement that is full of people who are interested in the ways that astrology can help us more deeply embody our earthly and universal intelligence. We offer ongoing classes, workshops, trainings, and community process spaces where we practice astrology as a language for living. We blend astrology with art, science, healing methodologies, and activist strategies. We hold space for ourselves and each other to expand and explore symbolism, mythology, and meaning. We queer, unpack, and evolve this ancient technology in service of our present needs and future potentials. If this sounds like something you've been looking for, or if my readings resonate for you and you want to take them to the next level, I hope you'll join us sometime. Stick around after your horoscope, and I'm going to tell you more about some of what we offer, how we work, and why I think embodied astrology is a great space for you too. If this work benefits you and you want to help me keep giving these monthly readings for free and help us keep all of our offerings available with financial accessibility and sliding scale, please take a moment right now to like, follow, and subscribe to our channels. This is the #1 way you can help us grow. This season's horoscopes are intuitive offerings for each sign of the zodiac. I hope that they serve and support you in some way. Listen for your sun, moon, and rising signs, and remember that not everything is for everyone, so take what works, leave the rest, and make the meaning that's most meaningful for you. Thank you so much for being here, and now, onto your horoscopes. Hello Pisces, welcome to Sagittarius season. Sagittarius is a sibling sign for Pisces. You are both what are considered to be mutable signs. You are seasons or signs that change things. Pisces is mutable water, Sagittarius is mutable fire. In the language of astrology, the elements describe areas of life or ways of being. And the water element has to do with our emotions and empathic relational connections and bonds. And the fire element is very personal, and it has a lot to do with our sense of personness and purpose and the ways that we are fired up and invigorated and excited in our own destiny paths and what we really want to do with our lives. So as we move into Sagittarius season, there is a lot of energy in mutable fire, in fire that is changing. And because Sagittarius is one of your sibling signs, it holds a really important place in your chart, and this is the place right above. This is the heaven of your chart, or the light that is calling your growth upwards. And this place in your chart, called the solar 10th house, is a place that describes your path in life and what you're doing with your life. And in a lot of ways, that definitely describes issues of career or vocation, but not everybody is that connected with those ideas. Yet everybody is compelled in some kind of way in their lives to be who they are and who they came here to be. You have your values, you have your ethics, you have your personal guiding principles and philosophies. And this is what calls you into the adventure of life. Who are you going to be in this world? What are the legacies that you are a part of and leaving behind? What lineages do you feel yourself to be in commitment with? Sagittarius season is bringing these questions into visibility for you. And because this is a season that is also marked by Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, this is a period of time when some of these big questions about life and path and purpose are asking for you to apply the RE prefix, which is the retrograde prescription. So take a break, take a rest, revisit some ideas you maybe let go of somewhere, or rethink your current trajectory. You might want to revise how you are moving forward in your life. And one of my favorite RE words is reclaim. And especially when we're working with fire energy, there are some big cues about needing to reclaim what heats us up, what fires us up, what gets us moving, what makes us feel inspired and activated in healthy, growth-oriented ways. And so this is a season that in a lot of ways may be inhibiting those kinds of feelings. Retrograde periods often feel like things are going backwards, or they're not working right, or you're stuck somewhere and things just can't move forward in the ways that you thought that they would. But the wisdom of retrogrades is that sometimes we need a review. Sometimes we need to completely revamp. And sometimes actually we have to release in order to renew our energy and sense of perspective. So as we move into Sagittarius season, we are also moving towards a new moon. There's a new moon in Sagittarius on November 30th. And new moon periods of time are periods of time when literally light is diminishing. We are in the dark, and often our energy wanes as well as the moon, and we might feel that we're more tired, we need more rest, or there are emotions that are coming up that feel a little bit more challenging if we're trying to move forward and be external. Now, because this new moon and retrograde are happening in your 10th house, these kinds of feelings of not knowing where you're going, or energy feeling maybe thwarted or confused or needing to be more internal, can be additionally challenging because this is a part in your chart that really wants to be out there and, doing things and making headway. But I have to tell you, at least the first week and a half of Sagittarius season is a time to really take it slow. If you have been trying to move forward with certain projects or plans, and for whatever reasons it feels like you can't move forward with them, please don't force them. If things feel off, if they don't feel right, if you feel confused, if you feel really fatigued, those are cues for you that you need to slow down, and that there might be reasons that you can't see right now that maybe need you to change your course. There might be information that you haven't yet received or you haven't been able to perceive that needs you to slow down and maybe even let go of some of your plans in order for it to come in. Now, during this period of time, there are also influences in your chart that feel like they're bringing a kind of sense of a lot of things shifting in your kind of general body, in the way that you feel your own energy, in how you feel steady and stable. It's almost like the ground underneath you has been changing a lot. And some of you may have literally moved recently, or there might be some big change in your home or your family that you're experiencing. You might be going through personal changes right now that are upsetting the ways that you previously felt more stable and dependable in your own life. And now you feel like maybe you don't even know who you are or something like that, and you don't even know who you're becoming. So if any of this resonates for you, Pisces, I just want to tell you that you are right on time. Nothing is wrong. This is actually what's supposed to be happening right now. Confusion is important. We can't always be clear about the road ahead because the world is too big and we are too small and there are too many variables and too much change. And our sense of certainty in our little human brains gets us into trouble all the time. People all the time think that they really know something, but there's so much that they're not seeing. So if you feel confused, if you feel lost, if you feel like you don't know where your energy is, all you need to do right now is take a breather. Allow yourself to feel the ways that you feel. Don't be hasty. Don't rush into anything. Don't beat yourself up for not knowing what you're supposed to be doing, why you're doing what you're doing, or where you're supposed to be. Now is a great time to be confused. And I'm going to say that it's a great time to be confused at least through the end of the year. There is a lot that's happening that continues to change and shift in the ways that you might really be trying to feel steady and solid. But when things are shifting, the best thing that we can do is actually allow ourselves to flow and sway a little bit. There's a lot of wisdom in softening in times of unknown. When we get real rigid and try and hold on to what we do know, that can often lead to injury and mistakes and missing the forest for the trees, so they say. So be adaptable right now, be flexible, and most importantly, give yourself permission to not know. The new moon on November 30th is a new moon to be with the unknown. This is a new moon that is asking you to let go of life paths that you are feeling kind of done with, that are no longer the path that you're on, or for some reason have changed and aren't the direction that you want to be going on anymore. This is also a period of time when many people are rethinking their values and what is most important to them, and our guiding principles and philosophies are shifting. So it may be that you are on a path that now you're starting to feel actually needs to be adjusted, and for some of you, maybe even abandoned. And this is a new moon that is asking you to be with the grief of that, to be with the unknown. And some of you are feeling excited about what's on the other side of something unknown. And you might have thoughts and ideas bubbling up that you don't quite know how to put into shape right now. So this is also a new moon to be with any inspiration or questions about what's next. But definitely this is a period of time that is asking you to be with everything that is unfinished and unknown, and to really just hold it with a lot of generosity. This is not the time that you are going to have crystal clear perspective on things. This is a period of time when you need to look in different places and maybe even close your eyes literally and metaphorically and go within and feel how your spirit might be asking you to readjust your direction. Now, as we get out of November and into December, I think that there is a kind of increasing amount of motivation, and motivation can be both positive and negative. So this feels like a potentially activating time. But it feels like an increased amount of energy for a lot of folks. And in your chart, it feels like an increased amount of energy to figure things out. But things are not willing to get figured out in a fixed way right now. And you really need to keep that in mind. Mars is stationing retrograde on December 5th. Mars is retrograding from Leo back into the sign Cancer over the course of the next several months. Mars will be retrograde until the end of February. And it's in its retrograde phase, including its shadow period, until the beginning of May in 2025. Now, this retrograde is also really asking you to rework the ways that you're working. And while the Mercury retrograde that I was talking about a moment ago is a phase when you are needing to rethink and revise and revision what your big pictures are and what the paths are that you want to be taking in your life and kind of who you want to be and how you want to be. Mars retrograde is asking that you do that on a really practical level. And so this is a period of time when a lot of you may need to be reworking the most basic fundamental mechanisms of your life. On the most basic level, we have your body. We have your vitality, we have your energy, we have your sense of well-being. You're living in a human body on planet Earth in 2024, and there are a lot of things that don't contribute to well-being. There are really high levels of stress. It is a very chaotic time. It's a heartbreaking time. It is a very challenging time. And many of you might be trying to figure out how to roll with the punches, as they say, or how you need to readjust to changing circumstances. On a fundamental level, there is a need for Pisces identified people right now to really tap into what is most deeply important to you. And I'm talking about a soul level, a gut level, a heart level. I'm going deeper than your mind and concepts about what you need to be responsible for and what your LinkedIn profile should say, or these kinds of more superficial trappings of adulting that we all have to participate in some ways, or most of us do. Go deeper than that. Something is asking you in your life right now to really take care of your vital energy, your life energy. Now, for some of you, this is going to be super practical and very health oriented. And there may be ways that you need to reshape your day to day. And I'm feeling that a lot of you need to take care of your body in new and different ways. There may be exercise protocols that are important for you to be working into your daily schedule in new ways. Some of you really want to work with inflammation right now, and your body may be letting you know that changes need to happen with your diet, with your environment to the best of your ability, or other ways that you are taking care of your body through what you consume or what you're exposed to. There's also something that feels kind of more spiritual, actually, and energetic that I'm going to label as play. How do you play? Playful energy is life energy. It is vital energy. Human beings learn and integrate through play. As we get older, a lot of us forget our playfulness, and we find outlets for play in things that don't always really speak to our inner children. We might take up hobbies or play sports or video games, or, romance and sex can feel playful as well. But sometimes we need to remember the ways that we like to play as younger people. Sometimes we need to remember how to play pretend, how to have our fantasy and imagination life get more rich and full and vital. There might be creative projects or ways that you like to express yourself, maybe through dance or through music or through art or some other way of being that allows you to be more spontaneous and improvisational and playful, that you would really benefit from doing more right now. Bringing those activities or practices into your daily life in a more concentrated way. Some of you are also noticing that you really want to reshape your life in order to care better for your children. And this could include the children that you have as well as the children of the future. There may be a feeling that you want to be caring for the vital energy of the world right now and nurturing what is creative and playful and innocent in the world as well as in yourself. And I will say that for anyone out there who is dealing with inflammatory conditions One of the most significant contributors to inflammation in our bodies is stress. And one of the best ways to counteract stress is play. And I know that for a lot of folks, it is really hard to access playful energy at times that feel so stressful and devastating and heartbreaking. But I'm going to say that it is a survival skill. And if you want to be contributing to the future, and if you want to be taking care of the world for your children or for the children, or if you want to be taking care of your body and your vitality, one of the most practical things that you can do is play. So, as we move into the second half of Sagittarius season, we are approaching a full moon in Gemini. This full moon happens the 15th of December, and this is the day that Mercury is stationing direct. So as the full moon blooms and Mercury stations direct, I think that there is some more clarity, particularly around the big picture of how you might want to be using your energy and moving forward. And I'm going to say that clarity comes more easily when you open space for playful imagination. If you're really trying to focus and you're stressed about how are you going to do the things that you need to do, take a break. Go somewhere else. Do something that turns the corners of your mouth up. Do something that reconnects you with your curiosity. Do something that feels spontaneous and playful and maybe gets you to look up and look out. I personally love the forest. I love the sky for this. The feeling of looking up at clouds and big trees really helps me to feel like, oh, I'm a child of the earth. I get to be small and I'm inside of something that's so much bigger than me. And that feeling is the feeling that opens up your perception and allows you to see what is calling you and what wants you to follow it next. And this is the big question for Sagittarius season for Pisces identified people. So Pisces, find a way to play. I hope any or all of that is helpful for you. I am wishing you all the best in Sagittarius season and beyond. Bye for now. Thanks for listening to your Sagittarius season reading. If this horoscope resonated for you, please show your support by liking, following, and subscribing, and by sharing this work with your friends and community. I also hope you'll consider working more deeply with us at Embodied Astrology. Because we time our classes, workshops, and events with current transits, we're always offering to the present moment, and we're usually right on time. Every month and throughout the seasons, we engage the creative, experimental, and experiential aspects of current astrology. And our work is always given with an ethos of generosity and accessibility. Our classes, workshops, and series are available with scholarship and sliding scale, and no one is turned away for lack of funds. We do rely on your support and presence to keep us going, though. So help us sustain and support our work by making a one-time or recurring donation, becoming a member, or signing up for one of our offerings. Our offerings this season are exciting, and I hope that you'll join me for some of them. Every Monday, I offer a class called Somatic Space, where we prepare ourselves to work with the astrology of the week ahead through gentle healing body practices, breathwork, meditation, and visualization. You can drop in once to try it out, or if you become a member, you'll also get access to the past class video archive and Tea Time, a monthly conversational space where we learn and share how astrology is moving through our lives and make great friends and build community in the process. Over the course of Sagittarius season, we're also offering a number of unique workshops that are times to help us meet this moment of change and transformation that Sagittarius season is bringing. On Sunday, December 1st, Embodied Astrology is honored to offer a new moon somatic grief ritual and ceremony of connection with ancestors, elements, and the earth, facilitated by Ekua Adisa. Ekua is a grief guide, death care worker, medicine person, medium, world shaper, and ritualist who will be joining our facilitator, Sherry Taylor, in her Embodied Astrology series exploring the femme and queer faces of Saturn, Salve Equagula. Sherry will be joined again on the solstice, December 21st, for a year's end writing ritual co-led with Janata Petrus. This is an opportunity to reflect with the astrology and the personal and collective lessons of 2024 before we transition into a new calendar year. In between these two sessions with Sherry, you can also join Janata for December 15th's Full Moon Artistic Alchemy session, where you'll learn more about the Sagittarius-Gemini axis in your chart and practice tapping into this energetic polarity through prompts and personal reflections that guide support for living and expressing your courageous creativity throughout the seasons. Finally, on December 7th, the day that Neptune stations direct from its 6-month retrograde, please join us for the final session in the Nebula Lab series hosted by Gabs 404. Over the past 6 months, the Nebula Lab has been a place where we've been learning about Neptune's current transit in the last degrees of the zodiac through art, culture, media, embodiment, history, and technology. In this culminating session, Gabs is joined by Danny D'Amelia. Danny is an artist and educator working at the intersections of performance, visual art, radical pedagogy, and social, relational, ecological justice. Danny will guide us in an exploration of radical intimacy, unnumbing, and expanding our awareness of interrelatedness beyond the human realms. These are, of course, some of the qualities and conditions which we'll most need in the year ahead and the years to come, so I truly hope that you can join us. You can find more information about everything and everyone I just mentioned in the show notes or through the study section at embodiedastrology.com. If you can't make our live events, but you still want to participate, your registration always includes recording access. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening and engaging. I truly hope to see you in an embodied astrology space soon. Bye for now.